Pesto is so easy to make, and once you've made it, it's versatile enough that you can put it on a sandwich, on pizza, on pasta, the list goes on and on. So let's make some pesto. There really are very few simple ingredients in a basil pesto, and we're going to use a food processor to put it together, which is going to make it really easy and really fast. So one tip when you're using a food processor is that there's a feed tube for a reason. The feed tube allows you to actually add foods to the food processor while the blade is running. That's great when you want to add ingredients that otherwise would stick to the sides of the food processor. Instead, they drop right down and hit that rotating blade. So I'm going to turn the processor on, and I'm going to add the garlic and the true Parmigiano-Reggiano cheese through the feed tube so that it engages with that blade. Now I'm using real Parmigiano-Reggiano cheese here, and I haven't grated it. I'm going to let the food processor do all the hard work for me. Once that's been grated up, I can take the lid off and add my other ingredients. So in goes about 2 cups of fresh basil leaves. Now here's where you can mix things up if you want to. You could add cilantro instead of basil, or even mint, make a mint pesto instead of a basil pesto. I'm also going to add now my pine nuts. Again, you can alter this ingredient as well. You could put cashews in, or almonds, or even walnuts if you wanted to. But you'll see the rough ingredients quantities stay the same. When it's all chopped up uniformly, now we're going to add our liquid ingredients. Those are some lemon juice. Just squeeze that right in. I go with half a lemon first, and then we'll taste it and we'll see if it needs more at the end. I'm also going to add a little salt and pepper. And then again, we're going to use the feed tube to add the olive oil. So you're going to use about 1/4 cup to half a cup of olive oil, depending on the consistency that you want. If you're putting this on a pasta, you might want it a little looser so that it coats the entire pasta. If you're putting it on a pizza, you might not want it so loose because it's just going to be a sauce on the bottom. So you determine how much oil you're going to add to your pesto. Every once in a while, you're going to need to take that lid off and scrape it down. Okay, now we just need to taste it for seasoning to make sure it has enough salt and enough lemon juice. It's really nice. I'm going to brighten it up just a little bit more. We'll buzz it one more time. Okay, so now let's talk about how you're going to store the pesto. The nice thing about pesto is you can make it well in advance and even keep it in the freezer if you want to. Try freezing it in little cubes or baggies. That way you can just take out the amount that you need. It's convenient to store it in tablespoon measures so you'll know exactly how much pesto you have. If you're storing it in the refrigerator, transfer it to an airtight container, but put some plastic wrap right down on the surface of the pesto. That will help keep its nice green color. The food processor made light work of that, and here we go. Pesto, presto.